Shalom, family. Alright, so real quick, I want to say all praises to the Most High for giving me this knowledge that I'm getting. It's not easy, I'll tell you that. It's not easy. You know, this type of knowledge you don't just get, you know. You don't just wake up and get it. Unless you pray to the Most High for it. That's the only way. And I came across a book about 2 months ago, but I didn't read it. I just set it to the side. And then this weekend, I was like, you know what? Let me get to that book. Let me get to it. So I started reading it, and man, got some jewels in it. All right. So now this is a book called Modern Judaism. Okay. So as you can see, I have it on the screen right there, but just so you know that I actually have the book. Alright, so I have the actual book. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is, I'm going to read you a passage for the traditions concerning Edomites. Okay? Now, this is going to be page, well, in this book is 231, but on here it's 224, but it's the same thing. So, we'll just go page 224, and we're going to start off where it says Esau's descendants. Right here, Esau's descendants. Alright, let's get it. Esau's descendants are the subjects of extensive traditions in which the rabbis within effrontery, and which we should wonder in any other man, have set at defiance all authentic history and accurate chronology. These representations, the fallacy of which will be too obvious to require being pointed out, may be briefly comprised under the following heads. First, that the descendants of Esau, the sworn enemies of the descendants of Jacob, even to the end of the world, were at first a small nation inhabiting Mount Seir and the adjacent country, contiguous to the land of Canaan, that they were easily confined within their own limits, as long as the Israelites enjoyed a great and formidable empire in Canaan, but that after the powerful republic of the 12 tribes was destroyed by the Assyrians and the Babylonians, they wonderfully increased in numbers and strength, extended their dominion towards the west, excuse me, spread their colonies far and wide, subjugated Italy, founded Rome and the Roman Empire, at length entirely overturned the Jewish state which had been restored after the termination of the Babylonian captivity. The second temple being destroyed by Titus Vespasian, that's actually in the Babylon of Timbuktu, and that in the present day professing the religion of Jesus of Nazareth, which they were the first of all nations to embrace. They hold the dominion over all Europe. Esau, detaining in captivity his brother Jacob, at least as far as regards the tribe of Judah, till his Messiah ben David shall appear. Now, I don't call the Messiah ben David. His name is Yahushua HaMashiach, but you get the gist of what they're talking about. So Esau, detaining in captivity his brother Jacob, at least as far as in regards to the tribe of Judah, till the Messiah returns. You see that? So this is their book. Okay, so this is their book that they wrote, that their historical rabbis wrote. Okay, now let me show you when this book was published. This is a reprint, actually. It's a reprint. So the book looks new, you know. The book looks new. It's not an old book. But when you open it up right here, you'll see that it's a reprint from, where's it at? Right here. You see that? You see it? 1830. Right here. Look at that. Can you see it? 1830. It's a reprint from 1830. So this is how old this book is. Alright, let's keep reading. Secondly, the prophecies of the prophets against Esau, Edom, Seir, and the cities of Edom, especially those of Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Obadiah. Now, if you never read Obadiah, I suggest you read it. It's talking about the Edomites, and it's pretty much telling you the Most High is saying that He's going to destroy them, and they exalt themselves as the eagle. If you actually read the scriptures, you'll know exactly who they are. I don't need to go into it right now. But also, one quick thing, the Horites. The Horites, I should do a separate lesson on this because it goes kind of deep. But the Horites they had their blood mixed with the serpent seed. So they were goat people. They were half goat people. And Esau went over there and murdered them, killed all the men, and then made it with the women. And then now their seed is spoiled. Alright? That's some deep knowledge right there. Not everybody knows that. Alright, so let's keep going. Secondly, that the prophecies of the prophets against Esau, Edom, Seir, and the cities of Edom, especially those of Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Obadiah, have not yet received their full accomplishment. So that means in Obadiah, that hasn't happened yet. The destruction of Esau hasn't happened yet. So a lot of people say Esau is not you-know-who, and Esau is Arab or something like that. I'm not going to get mad at you for saying that. I'm not, because it kind of is true. They did mix their seeds, so they all one big freaking cesspot of wickedness. A lot of those Arabs are Esau. They are. But a lot of the white men here are Esau too. So, they mix their seeds, and that's how it works. So let's go, so now we're going to go, for that, though the house of Esau has experienced some particular judgments of the Most High, on account of the injuries at different periods of time inflicted upon Israel. Yet the final vengeance on account of that last and greatest injury, the destruction of the second temple by Titus, and the transportation of the Jews into captivity, in which they are still opprobriously detained. So these are their books. So now they're saying that the Jews are still detained. So if the Jews are still detained, who are those people in Israel? Who are those people in Israel then? Since the Jews are detained, you see? So, and then they got rid of this book and made a new one with all this information out of it. Alright? So let's get right here. So they're saying that the Jews are still detained. Alright? It is yet impending over it to be executed in the time of the Messiah that is foretold by the prophets. So now, a lot of religions like to say, like the Jehovah's Witnesses, I don't mean to keep going in on them, but they say a lot of stuff that's not true. They say that the Messiah already returned, but secretly. Now we know that's not true because when the Messiah said He's returned, everybody's going to know, and He's going to come back with the sword, and He's going to kill a lot of people. So we know that didn't happen yet. So any religion or anyone saying that that the Messiah already returned, they're full of it. Alright, let's read this last part, and then we'll be done with it. In all their denunciations of the service plagues against the house of Israel, of Esau, the cities of Edom, and Mount Seir, which all belong to Rome and the Christians, and that the fate of Christians at that time will be far more dreadful than that of the Mohammedans. Abarbino particularly says, the slaughter of the Turks in the future battle will not be so great as that of the Christians, for many of the Turks will escape. According to Isaiah 19, But of the Christians, Obadiah says there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau. So, as you see right here, it's getting you. It's telling you who they are. They're telling you who they are. But no one knows about this book. This is a secret. This is another hidden book that they wrote themselves. That they wrote themselves. See, they try to tell some truth in the beginning, then they realize, you know what, we're telling all this truth. We can't keep the lie up if we have books contradicting the lie. So what they do, they start changing all the books and getting rid of them and start jacking the prices up to like $10,000 so people can't get them. Alright, if you don't have this book, I suggest you get it. It's a really good book. It was cheap. It cost me about 13 bucks. You know, and there's more. That's not it. There's a lot of stuff in here too. I just showed you that. Alright? Like and subscribe. You know, like the channel because I don't get that many likes. So if you like it, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. It's all good. If you don't like it, it's cool. If you like it, it's cool. You know, regardless. But at least try to get something out of it. I know I don't know everything, but I know a lot. There's brothers who I still learn from. I learn from people younger than me. I know people who I'm constantly learning from everyone. I don't just learn from people older than me. I learn from people younger than me, all types of people. All day long, I go out in the world and I'm just soaking up knowledge. That's it. But you gotta use your discernment also. All right. Shalom.